This case is a parent's worst nightmare. Welcome to Creep Time on TikTok with Silas Dean. Today we are covering the mysterious disappearance of Michaela Bali. Michaela was a 16-year-old girl living in Canada in the year 2016. She is described as quiet and caring, and her friends would also report that she would typically use free messaging apps such as Kik. She may have been messaging with someone on that app around the time of her disappearance. On April 12th, Michaela is dropped off at school and then leaves through a side exit around 8:26 a.m. She's next spotted at a local coffee shop where she's seen peering over her shoulder continuously as if she's looking for someone. At one point at this coffee shop, she would send 2 text messages to a friend, one reading, "Hey, I need help." She makes her way to the STC bus station where she inquires about a 5 p.m. bus leaving for Regina, Canada, and then makes her way back to school. She arrives in the cafeteria around noon to tell her friends that she's leaving town. She's then seen exiting the school at exactly 12:03 p.m. This is the last moment Michaela has ever been caught on camera. Witnesses report seeing her at a restaurant near the bus station until around 1:45 p.m. There are no sightings of her after that. Michaela is reported missing by her mother later that evening, and her phone is officially turned off as of 6:51 a.m. the following morning. Strangely, after 3 months following the disappearance, a Snapchat that was sent to her phone is opened, but unfortunately neither the account nor her phone are traceable. Michaela has never been found, and her disappearance is a mystery.
What would you do if someone kidnapped your 12-year-old child, assaulted them, and then took them halfway across America? If your answer is shoot them dead on national television, well, then I've got a story for you. This story starts on February 19th, 1984. 25-year-old Jeff Doucette was the karate coach for Jody Pouch, and he stopped by Jody's house and convinced Mom, June, that he was just going to take him on a 15-minute ride. You know, just the boys. June didn't really have any reason to doubt him. He had taught 3 out of her 4 children martial arts, and they were really good friends. Jody had actually quit football and basketball in order to devote all of his time to getting better at martial arts, and so the two of them spent a lot of time together naturally. Unfortunately, that's about as positive as this video is going to be. When 15 minutes passed, 30 minutes passed, 45 minutes passed, June realized something was wrong. By nightfall, Doucette had taken them to Anaheim, California. Shaved his beard, dyed Jody's hair black so he can try and pass him off as his own son, and then checked into a cheap hotel outside of Disneyland. There, he sexually assaulted Jody for a long time until Jody requested to call his parents. Strangely enough, Doucette allowed this, and the police, who were already looking for them, managed to figure out where he was and track him down. Doucette is booked in Orange County, and they send Jody home on a plane to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But that wasn't enough for Jody's father. One of the police officers who tracked down Jody ended up telling Greg what happened to his son, and he said, "I'll kill that son of a bitch." Then he spent the next couple of nights going from bar to bar around town, asking questions of people. Turns out a local reporter knew exactly what time Doucette was coming back to Baton Rouge for his trial. Gary Pouch made a plan to be there when that man touched down. Pouch drove to Baton Rouge Airport. He entered the arrival area wearing a baseball cap and a pair of sunglasses, and then he went over to the payphones. He made a quick phone call, and then a news crew passed by with a group of police who were escorting Doucette through the airport. And this is a still shot of the video just before Gary Pouch pulls a gun and shoots Jeff Doucette in the head. The video, still on YouTube, has roughly 20 million views. You can also hear his friend, who is a cop, tackle him and go, "Gary, why? Why did you do it?" Pouch responds, crying, "If someone did this to your kid, you'd do it too." Everyone in Baton Rouge supported him except for the police. The locals even raised the $10,000 needed to bail him out of prison. Pouch walked away with 5 years probation and 300 hours of community service. He died in 2014 of a stroke in his late 60s. Jody released a book and gives some tips on how to avoid Jeff Doucette's.
The chilling moment a teenager finds out he was a killer. 18-year-old Edward Redman received a text message notifying him that a boy he had knifed in the heart 19 minutes earlier had died. He's seen making a series of frantic phone calls. 17-year-old Jay Whiston, who's seen here with his mother, was murdered at a house party in Colchester in 2012. Redman from Clacton was jailed for 17 years. The recording was released after the person sat next to him in the pictures, Rhys Hennebury, was jailed for his role in the killing. Redman's father, brother and former girlfriend were also jailed for perverting the course of justice by disposing of evidence following the murder.
But, I mean, she had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in. I mean, the door was locked when everyone got here. I mean, we just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Have you ever wondered how Ted Bundy got caught? But first, some context. Ted Bundy, the infamous serial killer, admitted to at least 36 sex murders before his death. However, conspiracy theories believe that he was responsible for the murders of 100 women. Due to lack of technology and DNA testing, it was impossible to link Ted Bundy to the killings that occurred. Many sources believe that his standing as a student and his handsome demeanor are the reasons why people couldn't believe that he could be a murderer. So when it came down to it, the simplest thing unraveled it all. Bundy's arrest and murder were coincidentally the result of many traffic encounters. Bundy wasn't on the police radar until he moved to Utah for law school in August 1975. He was driving this car in the early morning with the lights off until a police officer noticed him. Despite his two attempts to flee, things would be different if that didn't happen.